Hi everyone, welcome to week 10. I can't believe it's week 10 already. Hopefully you had a great weekend. The weather was so nice, especially on Saturday. Finally, some kind of fall weather in Houston. I'm so excited about that. So this week we're going to study chapter 9. Chapter 9 is super duper important in terms of all the concepts we are going to learn, all the graphs that we're going to study. And to understand chapter 10 and 12, you need to know chapter 9. Okay, in chapter 10 and 12 and 13, we're going to talk about different markets and profit maximization, especially in chapter 10 and 12. In chapter 13, we're kind of going to touch base few things in oligopoly market, one of the markets we have in microeconomics, but you will get lots of questions from 9, 10, and 12, especially 9 on the final exam. So pay attention to all the definitions and especially graphs in chapter 9. I would say redraw everything. This chapter is about production and cost in the short run. The focus of our class actually is on short run. We define short run and long run also in chapter 6, but let me kind of remind you what we mean by short run and long run, and then I will go over some of the important things you need to know. As always, all the materials, all the videos that I recorded, they are all on D12 week 10. So short run basically is when we're talking basically about 6 months or so, but in short run, producers basically don't want to invest much. Why? Because they don't have that much time. There are lots of uncertainty in the market and about the future. So basically, expansion will not happen in the short run, if it makes sense. So businesses don't want to buy new capital. Like they don't want to buy, and if you're talking about a restaurant, we're not going to buy a new oven because that's a capital. Remember how I defined capital in chapter 1? So we are not going to change the location of our business in the short run because many things can change in the short run. Okay. The only thing that producers can easily change in the short run is labor. Remember the factors, the resources or the factors of production in chapter 1, land, labor, capital. So labor is the only thing that businesses want to change and can change in the short run. That's the only thing that basically makes sense for them to change. In the long run, however, businesses are more kind of stable, so they can change anything and everything in the long run. So the and we are focused on short run because the decisions that businesses make in the short run is super duper important. If they cannot survive short run, they're not going to see the long run. So they have to make good decisions in the short run to survive and basically expand in the long run. In the long run, they can change capital, labor, their location. They can change everything in the long run. But in the short run, it's just too expensive for them to change capital and land. Okay, but labor is cheap, so they can change labor. Okay, we're getting closer to holidays, so businesses can basically hire lots and lots of workers, right, during holiday season and ask them to leave, fire them after holidays, right? So labor is cheap. They're not going to expand for the holidays, but they're going to hire lots of people, if it makes sense. Okay, so that's about short run. In this short run and long run, in this chapter, we're focused on the short run. We're going to briefly look at the long run cost at the end of the chapter, so pay attention to that part. So we're kind of briefly looking at the shape of the long run cost, which is kind of U-shape, and we're going to talk about different parts of this long run cost curve. So definitely pay attention to economies of a scale, constant return to scale, and how we're defining them. But the focus of the chapter will be on short run production. We're going to start with short run production and short run cost. So we're going to talk about total production. When we talk about production, total production, a marginal product, and average product. So Definitely pay attention to how we define them. Look at the graph, the shape of total product, marginal product, average product. Remember, we also had marginal utility. That was kind of our very first kind of marginal value in chapter 7. We're going to have more of these marginal values from now on. So marginal product, again, is extra output, okay? Remember, when we say marginal, it means extra additional. So we need to know how to calculate also marginal product, just like we did in chapter 7 for marginal utility. So pay attention to the graph. I posted also videos for you. We had we have also law of diminishing returns in this chapter. Pay attention to that. We have short run costs in this chapter. We also kind of define cost in economics and cost in accounting at the beginning of the chapter. Kind of definitely look at that. There's a difference between cost in accounting and cost in economics. In accounting, the only cost we have is basically explicit cost, which is the money that you pay to your workers, the rents that you pay. These are all your explicit costs. But in economics, we have explicit costs and another cost, which is called implicit cost, which is nothing but the opportunity cost, okay? Like the time that you're spending running your own business, or the opportunity cost of the output that you purchased in the past. These are your implicit costs. That's why the profit in the economic will be kind of different from accounting profit, okay? And as you can imagine, economic profit will be always smaller than accounting profit. Accounting profit is total revenue, how much business is making, minus the total cost, which is nothing but the explicit cost. But economic profit is the total revenue, how much the business is making, minus explicit cost, minus this opportunity cost or implicit cost, okay? So in terms of cost, we talk about economic cost, accounting cost, and then we talk about short-run cost, like fixed cost, variable cost, total cost. Then we talk about average cost, cost per unit of output, average fixed cost, average variable cost, and marginal cost, another marginal value. We define marginal cost in chapter 1. Now we're going to learn how to calculate marginal cost numerically. So for all these short-run costs that I named, fixed cost, variable cost, total cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost, we have a formula. Definitely you can of course write them down while you are taking the final exam. Even for my face-to-face classes, I always give all the formulas to my students for this part. Just make sure you know how to use them. Sometimes we have the formulas but we don't know how to use them. And also pay attention to the shape of all these cost curves. We have 2 important graphs in terms of cost. I already mentioned about the total product, marginal product, and average product graph. Another important graphs, I should say, are one with total fixed cost, total variable cost, and total cost, and another one average cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost, average total cost, and marginal cost. We put them together. When we are done discussing production and cost, we want to see the relationship between these two in this chapter. So we put the short-run production and short-run costs together to kind of find the relationship between these two in the short run. And that's also very, very important. So again, look at that graph and see basically how the cost and production are related in the short run, okay? What else? And as always, you have basically assignment from this chapter. We don't have any discussion this week. Attention just to the deadline for the assignment this week. What else? As I said, this chapter is very, very important. And remember that one thing in my notes is about the term paper. Let me know if you have any question, by the way, from chapter 9. Okay, so watch the videos, read the notes. try to understand also the graphs. Don't just memorize them. Try to also understand why, for instance, average fixed cost has a decreasing function. Why the total fixed cost is fixed, okay? It's just basically a horizontal line, okay? So to try to understand that. One thing, I don't want to make this video long as always. I always try, but sometimes I can't make it short. It's about the term paper. So I gave you my feedback and I posted all the grades last week for the term paper. If you submitted your term paper, you already got 10, but I try also to leave kind of feedback for you. Some of you picked macro topics, so I already gave you my warning that, okay, your topic is macro, you have to find another topic. Or if your topic was too broad, I tried actually to kind of give you suggestions how you can make it kind of micro and narrow it down. If you don't like it, my suggestion is definitely pick another topic, but I need you to send me your topics again. And I already communicated with you. If I wrote your topic was good, it was okay, it means that you are good to go, so you can start working on your paper, no problem. But if your topic was macro or your topic was not acceptable for any reason, I already communicated with you. Now it is your responsibility to give me your new topic. I will go back and check everything when I'm grading your term paper, okay? So if I do not see the topic coming from you, the correct topic, you're going to lose points, okay? I already gave you my ideas and my feedback. If you have any question, definitely let me know. You have a deadline for your papers, which is Friday, November 20th. It is basically the Friday right before Thanksgiving week. It is not a Monday. So don't tell me, oh, I thought it's a Monday. It is not a Monday. It's Friday before Thanksgiving. So I want you guys to be done by your term papers by that time. Do not email me anything. Again, just like the topic, there's a Dropbox on D2L. Go to course activities and click on assignment. You can find the Dropbox there. It is not Friday. Again, I'm emphasizing because I just want to start basically reading. I have five, yeah, I have 5 classes, so I need some time to read all the papers, okay? I had 6, I'm done with one of them, so five classes I have, so I need everybody to be done by November 20th. Then I can grade your papers before the final. I want you guys to have your grades before your final. So start working on your papers. Let me know if you have any question. What else? I think I kind of covered everything I wanted to discuss with you. If you have any question about the term paper, about chapter 9, feel free to contact me. But this chapter, again, I'm emphasizing is super duper important. Remember that the final exam is comprehensive, so you should start studying everything from the beginning. But the focus of the final will be on new chapters, including chapter 9. Okay, so you will get lots and lots of questions from 9, 10, 12. So important chapters, okay? And I try actually, if you look at the schedule on the syllabus and also on D2L, I try to finish everything before Thanksgiving because we have only 1 week after Thanksgiving. So kind of will be done before Thanksgiving in terms of the materials we're going to cover. After Thanksgiving, I just want you to kind of review everything. We're going to study a lot and cover a lot before Thanksgiving. So definitely be at top of each chapter. If you don't understand chapter 9, you will have problem understanding 10 and 12, profit maximization in perfect competition and monopoly. All right. So enjoy your Monday. Have fun. Saturday actually is Halloween. I'm not sure if you celebrate Halloween still or not. I have young kids, so they're super excited about Halloween. So we're not going trick-or-treating as we typically go. We're just going trick-or-treating with like few neighbors that we are kind of close, but we're not going to go through all the neighborhood collecting candies and everything. We're kind of keeping it safe, but we will do some trick-or-treating, but my kids are super duper excited. Happy Halloween, because I'm going to, of course, send you other emails throughout the week for my Goodreads and everything, but happy Halloween. If you're doing anything special, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.